Hey, hey, hey. Good day, everybody, to wherever you may be in this beautiful world. It's Earth Day today, and it's a beautiful, sunny SoCal day. Really happy to be bringing on a guest today that is bringing art and creativity, consciousness into the world using her modality. And I'm really excited to share what she's got to bring because it supports my T3 methodology in the touch component. So, yerba mate is a tactile experience, and when we go through the process of transformation, it's really important to get grounded with something that we can touch, taste, and feel. So, Kellen is supporting our community in connecting, having that tactile experience. So she's going to be coming on, and I'll be introducing her and her modality. So without further ado, let's have her join. See if this technology works here. And in the meantime, I'll continue to share about all right, here it is. Give us a second. Connecting.
Yes. I downloaded
Hello. I see. I love it. I love it. You what did you do with your yerba mate? Did you create a blend or is it pure?
Oh, yeah, it's just pure. I don't have any menta yet.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you for coming on
Of course.
and
Thank
sharing
you.
your gift. Absolutely. So I just want to do a little brief intro. You are a professional creative director, primarily working with women to use art as a way to express and transform lives.
Yes.
Um,
My fellow butterflies.
yes, and you work with men as well, so no
hmm
discrimination here.
Any artist
Um,
needs me to bring the beauty out.
and we're all beautiful inside. Some a
Yeah.
little rougher on the edges, but hey, that's beautiful as well.
The best diamonds come from that.
The rough, right?
Right?
Aladdin?
hmm
I consider myself a diamond in the rough.
You are.
Thank you for letting my light shine,
It's
bringing
easy.
out. So
It's
I want to share. You have been working with me to support me in creating content. So your creative directorial skills um, are going to be featured in my work. So stay tuned, everybody. You will be
yes. Check it
seeing
out.
her magic. I recently
Mate
just
man.
posted. Yeah.
hmm
So many mate metaphors to come
yes.
and some hopefully entertaining commentary that I have about yerba mate, the world, and the wonders of it.
Yes.
Um, well, beautiful. So your Instagram handle is at she's Kellen
She's
it.
killing it. Yep, that's it.
So
And then S.
SHESKELLYNIT.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. So
Yeah.
let's dive right into it.
Yes.
Your in our conversations, you shared with me that your primary modality is art, and that you focus on bringing it together in artistic, sexual, uh,
Spiritual.
and spiritual ways.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a very evocative um, stance.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about how and what that all means in your world, in your words.
Yes. Well, to me, I mean, I've always been a dancer and creative, and as you know, your creative power is your sexual power. And for a long time, that was shamed, and I hid it and different things. But that is my strength, and that is who I am. And to me, none of those things are separate. Spirit and sex and art, creative, creating. That's just it's all one thing to me. And I went through Renaissance, a rebirth of all of those. So I'm definitely on a mission to help people with their own sexual and spiritual and creative renaissance. Um, but yeah, it has been a battle, but those normally those things that you kind of get shamed for are your strongest, your strongest attributes and your your best kind of weapons in life. Um,
Teachers.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's been a journey, but I finally have been stepping into my power, and by doing that, I learned that I can help other people step into their power. And you have that root, that sexual energy, that creativity, just letting yourself be free and open to create art and find truth and therapy and things like that. It takes courage. It takes courage to be creative. Um, and so
You
I've
mentioned, oh, sorry to interrupt. You mentioned something that stood out for me, permission. I feel that you are creating permission for people to express
absolutely,
their creativity and not be ashamed or feel repressed.
yes. And that, like with
You
my
create
photography.
safety.
Yes, whether like I said on my Facebook, questions and like trying to like I want to see people's sexy photos and different things. I want to create questions and spaces virtually that gives people the permission and the safety and that place to feel like they can be creative and expressive and sexy and question life and ask hard questions and just have fun and find that depth and beauty, because we do have this very kind of shallow social media view sometimes of what beauty is and expressing yourself. And I want to challenge that and bring the depth and, really find people's core and why they want to express themselves and stuff like that.
Yes, yes. And you use art. So paint, poetry, and photography.
Photography. And yet with photography, it's easy, for you, I just like show me who you want to be seen as, you as your core. Really ask yourself, what is that? What is my light? What is my strongest, who am I? And are you seeing yourself as that? Do other people see you as that? Are you, that's what expression is for your own truth. And I think a lot of times we let people define us so much. So art, is also painting is like the best recorder of who you are. Um, and photography, that image, that visual is so important to how you seeing yourself and how you come across in the world, and you should be controlling that, not letting other people define it and expressing who you
Yes,
are.
absolutely. And I just want to acknowledge you and your talent and your work personally for allowing the smile of my soul to be expressed through your lens.
I mean, I told
Um,
you that was the best compliment I could ever get, to say that you were falling in love with yourself and that, like, I mean, that's exactly how people should feel. You have to be in love with yourself. Because how are you going to be in love with anything else in the world if you're not in love with yourself?
100%, 100%. Said like a poet, of course.
Of course.
Um, uh, yes, yes, yes. If I had a like button, I'd be smashing that.
Well, I see some hearts going, so.
Absolutely. If that resonates with you, definitely show some love because
Yes, show love, show
it
love.
took it's taken me personally a lifetime, years and years of self-discovery to realize I was not loving myself and I was validating myself using other people's ideas,
Yeah,
whether it be my parents and family and girlfriends and um, social media, like you said.
they all
And then I
define.
just had that moment of dark day and bottom of the barrel, and I realized, oh man, this is what everyone at some point in their life gets to go through and goes through a renaissance.
Exactly.
And for those that don't know, renaissance just means rebirth, and it
Right.
came after the Black
Phoenixing.
Plague.
All about that phoenixing.
Yeah, so it's just a fancy way of saying rebirth and starting anew from pain and letting go of the ego. So you are using an incredible tactile method to help transform lives because paint, photography, and poetry all are ways to get out emotions,
Mhm.
and you've done for me a tremendous transformation. Thank you.
Of
So that
course.
was my PSA. But let's keep going. Tell us a little bit more
Yeah.
about perhaps
Well,
your journey or
yeah.
anything else that comes to mind.
Yeah. Well, just talking about the Renaissance, for me, I've always been, like we talk about all the time, the jack of all trades kind of a thing, and so many times growing up, of course, it's like go to college and pick a template and, go on this kind of path. But I never wanted to separate. I told you my main mantra is there's no separation here. And that to me, that's what I feel when I think of Renaissance. I think of that integration of art and science and sex and spirituality and just combining that, and that you can pick all these different skills and stuff. You don't have to be limited and claim them as yourself and define yourself as that. As long as you're expressing yourself, claim it. And just, yeah, that not limiting yourself, and being able to be multifaceted. We are very multi-dimensional beings. I'm always on here telling about you are a galaxy, you're such a complicated thing. Don't let people simplify you, um
Absolutely.
but
And
yeah.
I just can't help but notice that as a wordsmith that I am, you said art, sex, science, spirit. That just makes me want to think of tapping that
That ass. It's all about that ass.
A.S.S.
Art, sex, and spirit.
Sorry to go there, but that's just where my mind went.
That's where we want to go. That's exactly where I want to go. Okay, it is all about that ass.
I guarantee people will not forget what you're all about.
Art, sex, and spirit.
Right?
Truth and therapy, transformation, and transparency.
Alliteration.
Alliteration. Oh.
You're speaking to my soul language right there. I love it. I love it. Um, where do we go from here? What do you see
Well,
possible for people to get started in tapping their own inner ass?
well, yeah, it starts out. I mean, if you're in the LA area, I would love to take your pictures if you need to be seen in a certain way and that you don't feel like you've been able to express yourself visually like you want. But yeah, just, yeah, that authenticity and rawness. I love to dress up and create something, and then I also want to, like you said, go back to your roots and find that authenticity. And it's finding that balance of what you can create and who you are, in your roots. And yeah, just finding that balance and constantly just integrating that. There should be nothing that you're rejecting or limiting or separating yourself from. Just keep integrating different skills and people and just mediums into your life, whatever that is.
So what it sounds like is giving the permission for people to allow themselves to explore the different aspects
Yeah.
of themselves
self
in this
self
time.
discovery.
Hmm. So it's about being okay with change, and I want to explore art today, and oh, I didn't like that. Who am I? Where do I want to go? And it's okay to not know. That's a very important thing. Earlier, I shared that get out of your head and maybe not necessarily drop into your heart immediately, because some people, myself included, for many years of my life, was not able to drop into my heart. I was just kind of in between. So
And your
for
heart
me,
is so much more powerful than your brain
right.
electromagnetically, but it's quiet, it's subtle. So
Yes.
it's a quiet force.
And what do you think about this commentary around all the noise that exists in our community, in our world, keeps us from listening to our heart? So when we do fall into that heart space, there's a lot of insecurity around, is it my heart, or is
People
that
are afraid and don't know what they want most of the time. That is so hard of a question. Way harder than I feel like it should be. Just what do you want? What makes you happy? What gets you excited? Your passions are your compass. Your desires. I always say that you have every desire. That is your birthright. for every desire put in your heart was there for a reason. That is your compass. Your passionate energy is the most effective and efficient and beautiful energy you will ever be able to use. So riding that wave of inspiration and passion is so important, and using that energy, because that's the best energy you're going to get. You have to follow that excitement, because that is your success. That is what you're meant to make money on and make, you know, people happy and connect people with. And but that those passions and stuff, people are afraid to tap into that heart energy or make money on it, or, you know, just use it, or, you know, they put it aside as a hobby or whatever. But what comes natural, your natural intrinsic motivation, that is what is going to make you the most success. You know, what comes naturally to you, what you love, is what's going to last.
So you're speaking to a person's desire. And a lot of times in my experience, I've ran into people, or and myself included, that don't give themselves the permission to be okay with the desire, or like, oh no, it's whatever
Yeah.
he wants, it's whatever she wants, like
Yeah.
a deferral of
Right.
self gratification and pleasure. And we don't know, like you said, where to start. Like, how do I know what I want when I've never given myself the mental permission to feel? And this is an opportunity that you're inviting people to say, take a step back and say, do I like this French fry, or do I want a sweet potato fry? Do I want to go for a walk, or do I want to watch an episode on YouTube? That, whatever it may be, like,
Yeah.
tap into that joy and feeling of fun, right? What's your
And
motto?
yeah. well well, I've got lots of them.
But keep it simple.
Keep it simple, make it fun. Yes. Yes. That's it. And you know, it's finding that passion. What makes you feel sexy? You gotta find your sexy. You know, I always tell people, find your sexy, because that is what's going to get you excited. That's what you want to put out there. And a lot of times our sex, you know, it has this worth. It, like, our head happens, if I'm worthy, or if I'm losing worth or value or something by being sexy. It's just, there's a lot of kind of toxicity around the sexuality, when it's this powerful force, you know, that you should be really discovering. You should know what gets you off, you know. You should discover that, because it's so powerful. And if I can encourage anybody to start chasing, you know, that passion and that sexiness and stuff, because that is that ultimate power. Once you find you're sexy, you know, nobody can take anything away from you. You there? Uh-oh.
Your call to action: find your sexy,
Uh-oh.
find your
What's happening?
joy. Yes.
I'm kind of frozen. Okay.
Are you able to hear me?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So to wrap it up, it sounds like your call to action is find your sexy, find your desire, and
Express yourself.
yes,
Make sure
beautiful.
you're in control of how you're being seen, you know. That, and it takes knowing your value, knowing who you are, and being bold and courageous to be creative and put yourself out there. It takes a lot of courage to express yourself, but that's how you get your power back. That's how you find your value. That's how you get that success.
And you don't have to do it alone. We're
No,
creating
exactly.
community. We're
But
creating community.
putting yourself out there gets your community. You have to reach out for the universe to, you know, give it to you. Because if you stay in your little isolated corner, your tribe isn't going to find you.
That's right. And that's why you are a phenomenal creative director, helping people transform their lives by sharing their message. You're helping me do that, and you're helping others along the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you. We can find you on Instagram at
Yes.
She's Kellen It.
Yep.
She,
And I have
SHEKELLYNIT.
a painting page and a photography page, that I'll be adding more. If you want to see portfolio stuff, I'm on Twitter. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And
Thank you.
leave a comment, join the tribe, join the community,
Yes,
and
join the
we're all going
tribe.
to be connected
Find your sexy.
to find our sexy and
Find our sexy.
share it, create it.
Share it, create. Yes, just create. Yes.
You.
Love. Beautiful.
All right, there you have it, folks. What a powerful session. And I'm really happy that I got to share a little bit about her message. If you want more about her brand, her message, if you want art, sensuality, science, spirituality, let me know. Let's connect and create. Peace.